Hello and welcome to Alchemical Tarot, your daily spark of inspiration, imagination and intuition. Whether you're here for more clarity, more guidance, or just a gentle cosmic nudge in the right direction, you're very welcome here. And the three cards have already presented themselves. We have the King of Swords, we have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So two kings. You're owning this. There's a sense of authority. You're starting to be seen as an authority figure, and you're starting to feel like you're an authority figure. The King of Swords is representing the mental suit, so complete control over your mind. Earlier in the week we had the Page, which was kind of just setting out with trying these new things and trying to catch yourself every time you feel yourself spiraling and your mind spiraling. Today you're recognizing you really can tap in to a higher version of yourself and hold yourself steady, hold your mind firm and work with clarity and authority. And we have the King of Pentacles, knowing your self-worth, being completely immersed in this natural world we see here. The King of Pentacles absolutely aligns with everything that is his. He has a kingdom. The only thing I'd say about these kings is possibly, where can you be a bit more flexible? Sometimes you've got your point to the point where you're so sort of stuck in one point of view or whatever. What we're really looking to do is master the ability to know our mind, but be able to appreciate that other people will also have different points of view, and each are just facets of that whole truth. We never hold the whole truth within ourselves, perhaps. And with the King of Pentacles, it's perhaps an understanding that you may become too fixed, too stagnated in this material realm. And let's not forget, we also have this material realm, and then we have the cross, we have the vertical realm, which takes us higher into a more spiritual existence and a more spiritual state, a sort of higher state of consciousness. So there's just a little bit of a nudge here with our king to just recognize where we might be getting too attached to material things, and yet just feel and exude that self-worth. There's always that kind of balance. So a wonderful sense of richness and achievement and luxury here. He has grapevine here on his tunic, and that takes years to master. To actually get grapes to grow on a vine does sort of suggest a lot of time and patience and mastery. So this is you right now, so celebrate this. You may be feeling that you're finally feeling into your self-worth and that things are starting to show up for you in your outside reality. And if they're not already, then here we have the Wheel of Fortune, bountiful Jupiter bringing its gifts, creating change. And sometimes in that change comes chaos and it can feel uncomfortable. However, I always try and remind you to come back to the center point. And that center point is stillness and that mastery of mind and emotions, and our physical presence can just cause us to step away from any turmoil that the change creates. And I often say with this card, it may look as if things are falling apart, but where can we always understand that as long as we have our vision of what it is we want to bring into this world, and a vision of who we want to be and turn up as in this world, this higher version, if we can stay connected to this higher version of ourselves, we know that no matter what's falling apart, it might actually be falling back together for us today. So have that feeling, no matter what's happening around you. Is it all coming in for you? Have you got this? Have you mastered this? So I'd like you now to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. And I'd like you to close your eyes. I'm going to take you on a short meditation. I do believe that thoughts become things. So our King of Swords is all around the mind. The swords is the suit of the mind. And we've gone right through the deck from the very ace, from those strong beginnings. And we've now come through to this really strong sense of closure and endings, and a sense that you have made it to the top. And this is your mental thought processes. So there's something that is really coming in clearly for you. And maybe you're finally getting a sense that you can grapple with this kind of sense of undoing sometimes and bring it back to peace, to stillness within. So let's sense into that now. I do, as I say, believe thoughts can become things. And if we can layer more of this good stuff into your subconscious by taking the time to be quiet and still for a moment, then I believe more of that can come into your outside world and show up for you. And also, if not, then at least you can start to meet that stillness within, tap into that higher sense of self and show up with that presence. If things start to fall apart around you, you can bring that stillness to the situation or to the person or whatever that is. Instead of reacting so in such a big way, we can start to quietly observe and be patient and know that things change. So where can you today get a sense that you can tap into something higher than yourself? Often with thoughts, they take us into our head, and it can be useful to really ground yourself before you do this. Because one of the things with things being in your head is they can pull you up and pull you out of your physical presence. So a good way to master your thoughts is actually to ensure that you're fully grounded, that your energy is going down and is anchored to the earth, and also be able to take it up to source. So for a moment now, let's just imagine you have roots growing out of the soles of your feet. Or if you're sitting down, from your root chakra, from the base of your spine. And imagine those roots going down, down, down through the earth. Spreading wide, spreading thin, spreading thick. Big, thick roots, thinner roots. Just let them go through the earth, through the rocks. And let them cling on and hold on firmly. Can you make them reach right through to the edge of your awareness, down to the center of the earth and beyond if you can? Let's reach those roots down so that you find firm, solid foundations. And it's from this place of safety, security, being held, that we can start to take our attention up. So before we do that, just draw on that energy from those roots, from the base of those roots, up through your spine, to the soles of your feet, your legs, your pelvis, up through your stomach, and up to your heart space. You draw on that sense of stillness, safety, of security. Feel it holding you strong, holding you firmly, holding you safely. And from this space, can we send our thoughts up to source? Can we send our mind to source and become a clear channel for any intuition, any wisdom, any inspiration? Can you allow that to flow through? Where can you hold this thought to be a divine channel, the closest you can be to God, to source, whatever that is, your higher version of yourself, the highest version of yourself today? And what would that one thought, if you're going to get real clarity today, what's that one thought that you'd like to hold to today? Maybe it's to feel more empowered. Maybe it's to bring love into all of your decisions. Maybe it's that single focus on what it is you need to do next, or a single focus on actually the wider picture, the bigger picture for your life and what it is you want to bring in. Use your imagination, be creative, and hold that thought. With our King of Pentacles, what in the world would you love to see in you show up in this physical reality? Let's know that you are a divine being come from source to experience this physical plane. As that divine being, what would you love to see on this earth? What level of mastery would you love to achieve? Think on that now as you sit in your king's throne with an elevated state of consciousness. These kings are crowned, and I believe that's a higher state of being, a higher state of consciousness. Can you use that higher state now to draw in, like a magnet, all those things to you that you desire? And can you feel a sense of empowerment today? We have two kings. Can you feel empowerment energy, authoritative energy? Can you feel the strength of that? Fill your cells, fill your body. Put a smile on your face. And from this space, this very grounded and connected space, can you sense a peace too, a stillness in your heart? That the wheel of fortune turning in your favor. Can you know that whatever's going on in your outside world, whatever turn of events is happening, you will not be shaken. You will sit on your king's throne in your elevated state, in your peace, in your stillness, and you're going to bring that sheer presence to whatever is being thrown around in the outside world. You're not going to get spun on that wheel of fortune. You're going to find that center point and sit quietly with confidence, with strength, with authority, with peace, and with love. Feel into that now. And in your own time, come back to the room and open your eyes. Be strong. Find that empowerment. Find that higher state of consciousness and connect to that higher sense of self today. Know your self-worth. Know that you can draw anything you wish into this physical reality. And allow yourself from that physical place to still access that connection to something higher, that spiritual plane. Don't get too fixated on the physical realm. And we have the winds of change. This beautiful Jupiter, planet of expansion, that rules the Wheel of Fortune card. Feel the expansion coming into you. And remember, the secret of the Wheel of Fortune is to always sit at the center of the wheel and find that peace and that balance and that poise and that love, while everything else around you might be spinning and spiraling out of control. Bring your peace and your presence and have a wonderful day.